everybody, and welcome back. We are going to be doing messages about this eclipse season, or eclipse season messages, however I choose to phrase it in the title. And we have 3 piles, so we all know that we are in eclipse season, which means energies are fuzzy, emotions are all over the place, your sleep patterns, your routines may feel a little bit messed up right now. So if you're feeling on edge, emotional, any spectrum of emotion or physical feeling, that is perfectly normal. And if you are having any questions about the way that you are feeling, or what's to come, what's happening, what lessons are we learning here, that is what this reading is going to be talking about, excuse me. So for those of you who are returning, hello, welcome back. I love you guys, and I'm so happy to have you back. For those of you who are, coming and visiting, hello, my name is Mira, and this is my page, okay? And I hope you like my readings. I am very blunt. I do not sugarcoat, but I try my best to relay the message as promptly as possible without trying to trigger. However, I am a shadow worker, so that's kind of my job. So let's get into it. We have 3 piles for you guys. I'm going to show you guys everything up close, or you could just pick from obviously seeing them right here. The timestamps are down below in the description. I always try to put them in the comments, but I always forget, so there's that too. You're gonna hear some heart chakra healing music in the background. At least I hope you can hear it, and let's get to it. So for pile number 1, and these are crystals. If you guys know what type of crystals they are, let me know, because these are my 𝔗𝔰𝔪𝔰𝔰 and I have no clue what they are. So we have pile number 1. Then we have pile number 2. And then my personal favorite, pile number 3. So beautiful, this one. Okay. If you still need a moment, take a minute, pause the video, take a deep breath, and then when you're feeling ready or called, 333 on the clock, go ahead and choose. Okay, so I will see you guys in your readings. Toodles. Sir. Okay, those of you who have chosen the first egg, this is going to be your reading. I've just started to get a little bit of heartburn when I started to say, those of you who chose the first egg, we're going to put your eggie right here while we get into it. Is that the best idea? Hold on. We'll put it right here, okay? Cool. Okay, so this card is going to be symbolizing the main themes that are for you in this eclipse season, 444 on the clock. And then we'll get some surrounding cards just to see what's going on here. Let me pull my decks out. Okay. Ooh, we have Hero. And it says, you are on a hero's journey, and the hero of your journey is you. Be brave, patient, and make calculated moves. Be discerning about others around you. You cannot go to war with someone else if you do not give them one. Don't let anyone bait you to get you to fight. Rise above the storm. Don't give in to anger. Show wisdom. So the first thing here is, obviously there could be some people around you that are triggering you. Some of them could be triggering you purposefully. Others of them could be triggering you unintentionally. And this is really about picking and choosing your battles. Is this a fight that you want to have? Is it a fight that's needed? In what ways can we make peace? And what battles are really for us right now? What battles are worth fighting? So this is like, I'm hearing a girl worth fighting for from the Mulan movie. So this is like, what in your life is worth fighting for right now, and what fights can you put down? I'm also hearing that a fight does not have to be violent, and it does not have to be bad. Sometimes we get into fights and then come out with better understanding, greater understanding, more empathy, more love, more compassion with those we have fought with. After the fight has gone, you're gonna hear the air conditioner or the heater come on. And another thing that I'm thinking right here with this is, in order to be the hero, you have to know what it's like to be the victim. So this pile could definitely be my pile of people who have spent a lot of time in victim mode, in victimhood. Excuse me, where are you going? Oh, okay, I was just making sure. But yeah, this could be my pile of people that spend a lot of time in victimhood, spend a lot of your life or a lot of your time blaming others, or blaming the universe, or blaming God, some sort of energies for the things that have gone on in your life. And it's like now, or very recently, you're getting into the energy of, you know what? I'm only a victim if I choose to be. I'm only a victim of circumstance if I allow myself to be a victim of circumstance. I am only what I allow myself to be and what I choose for myself. This is my pile that has gone from, like I said, the victim mentality into being a conscious creator of their own universe. And for a lot of you, you guys might not even realize the shift that you've been making, but it's a big shift within mindset. Whereas maybe you would have pushed the blame or responsibility on other people before. This eclipse season is really helping you to recognize what your part in all of this is, and recognizing that actually your part in all of this is all of it. Because we are the conscious creators of our universe, and anything that we encounter is in some way something that we have attracted. And if you do not resonate with that message, and if you do not agree with that message, then maybe this isn't the pile or the reading for you, because that is what is here for my pile number ones. Making sure that they're all upright. Hello. Okay, back of the deck, we have the King of Pentacles. Yeah, recognizing that this is your life that you have cultivated. You are the one who grew everything that has sprouted for you within this life. And that's another big blessing about recognizing your role as the divine conscious creator of your universe. When we recognize that the negative things or the bad things in our life have been attracted and created by us, by our energy, then we also allow ourselves to take notice and accept that the blessings and all of the good things, all of the positive things that happen to us are also of our own doing, you know? So there's that. We have the Two of Cups. I know it's like really off center for you guys. It would bother me if I was a viewer, but we have 3 of Pentacles. Look, we're talking about the hero of your own story. And then it also said, don't let anyone bait you to fight. Look, there's this deer, and around them there's like 3 hungry wolves. So you guys might have people around you that do not have your best interests at hand. This could be toxic friends, toxic family members, toxic relationships. It really feels like friends and family members, or it could be people outside of your circle that maybe tempt you to act in a certain way. Maybe they provoke you to anger, or maybe they make you, or I don't want to say they make you make poor decisions, because you make your own decisions, you know this. But they could be just influences that, I just saw 1111, they can be influences that are not necessarily the best. Like, let's say having a lot of hot-headed people around you when you're really trying to work on your temper, or being friends with a lot of people who are disloyal to their partners when you're really trying to work to be loyal, or when you're wanting to have that connection. This, the quote, and I don't fully believe in this quote, but I do believe in it in certain aspects and in certain ways. It's like, you are your friends, or your friends are you. Say, like, you know, well, if your friends are cheaters, you're a cheater, you know, like that type of energy. And I don't believe that you are the people that you hang out with, and that is the quote. You are the people you hang out with. And I don't fully believe that you are the people that you hang out with, but I do believe that you can be heavily influenced by the people that you hang out with, and more specifically the people that you spend the most time with. So just make sure that if you are on a growth path toward a certain goal, you are not hanging out with or spending too much time with people who live a life that is contradictory to what you want to uphold. Okay? And then we have, look, the Hierophant. A lot of people around you. People are a big thing here. Community is really being highlighted for this eclipse season. Finding the right community. I heard from SpongeBob, we're going on a baby hunt, and don't think we don't know how to weed them out, you know? It's sort of like your spirit guides are really asking you to reassess your connections and your friendships. And we're going on a baby hunt. It's like, who have you outgrown? Who have you matured past? And you know, this is not to say that you are better or worse than them, or that they are better or worse or more or less mature than you, but who is following an example you would like to lead, right? This is sort of like the quote, don't take advice from somebody who isn't living a life you would want to live, right? Like, you wouldn't take advice from somebody who's in a toxic relationship on your relationships. You wouldn't take money advice from somebody who's constantly broke, you know, that type of thing. That's the energy here. It's really, this eclipse season is really highlighting the connections that you keep, and asking you what connections are there to stay, and what connections will we do better without. I also heard, do you respect your friends? Because you can love your friends, you can like your friends, you can enjoy your friends, 1414, but do you respect them? You can love your family, you can enjoy your family, you can like them, but do you respect them? Spend time with people that you respect. Spend time that people you want to be like. And although you might not want to be them, but it's people that you want to be like, or people that you admire. Like, really, your time and your energy is precious, so don't spend it on anything or anyone that doesn't inspire you to be the best version of yourself. And when I closed my eyes, I saw a picture of like swans, and you know, swans mate for life. So this could be talking about this could even be talking about, it doesn't have to be, I feel like for a lot of different people it's talking about different connections. And for a lot of you guys, it's assessing and talking about multiple different connections, your connections as a whole. But for a lot of you guys, this could also be highlighting your romantic relationships as well, whether or not those are relationships that are healthy for you. Especially with the Two of Cups right there. Ooh, excuse me. We have, it wanted to run away. We have the 6th house with craft. It says work, details, health, well-being, diet, service, daily routines, contribution, organization, purification, skills, apprenticeship, and method. Excuse me, I'm like burping, getting a lot of gas. There needs to be a lot more communication here, whether this is with a partner, with a family member, with a parent, with a friend. There is this energy of there needs to be more communication here. Maybe communication has recently fell through, or maybe there's like a lapse in judgment, a lapse in communication. This energy is something that needs to be purified, or yeah, didn't it say purification? Yeah, it did. Purification. Back of the deck is the Voyager. You're becoming somebody that you never expected to be. You're becoming a version of self that maybe you never seen for yourself. And for the people that I'm talking to, you guys like this version of self. You guys already know that you enjoy or will enjoy being this higher version of self, but it's just about releasing the things around you that do not help you to get there, releasing the things around you that do not serve your highest good anymore. Like, for example, wanting to be healthier, so releasing, or really watching what you're eating, cutting that certain food out of your diet, especially if you're eating unhealthy things on a day-to-day basis, right? Cutting those, like I said, connections. I keep on getting brought back to connections. I just saw 1717. Like cutting those connections that are not feeding you and feeding your growth and helping you on your growth path. Leo, the lover, this could definitely also be very much talking about your romantic relationships. Are they helping you? Are they hurting you? Do you want them? Do you not want them? What type of lover do you want? We have, look, destiny. This could be talking about somebody that you feel like you're meant to be with. A lot of you could be having trouble within your relationship, and maybe it's due to outside influences, or maybe it's being affected, I should say, by outside influences, because the only people who can ruin a connection are the people within that connection. And the only way outside influences could penetrate a connection is when you allow them to, okay? So just really be cognizant of that. We have expressive, creative, loyal, playful, warm, overt, self-confident, flirtatious, glowing, bedazzling, extroverted, vital, guileless, G-U-I-L-E-S, G-U-I-L-E-L-E-S-S. And then we have egotistical, juicy, proud, trusting, and excessive. So this could, trust could be very highlighted here as well. Maybe you guys are working to build some trust up. Maybe you guys have lost your trust. Maybe somebody has lost trust within you. And the energy here is, what do you want to do with that? For a lot of you guys here, you know exactly what you want, with the Lover coming out over the Hierophant. And Leo, I believe, also rules the 5th house. And then we have number 5 right here. So there could be a lot of challenges that you are going through. A lot of challenges. And with the 6th house here, I believe the 6th house is ruled by Virgo. So what we're talking about here is really getting like, what do you want and how to bring that back to to bring that to a stable way of being. Virgo is very practical. They plan things. They're very put together. They're very organized. So maybe needing to put all of your energy and time and passion into a specific person or a specific outcome. Okay? Look, we have Aquarius, the innovator. What are we talking about here? Maybe this is needing to do things differently. You know, I want to get one more. What's on the back? Healing. Healing those connections. I saw 2034. So it could have been that you guys were having, it could have been that things were going really well, the 2. And then with the 0, things had taken a couple steps back and felt like you were back at square one. But the spirit is saying with that 3-4 that there is a chance for growth, and there is a chance to move past and beyond anything that might have happened to disrupt whatever it is you're looking to build. And so spirit is saying there is a chance to build further. There is a chance to move on. There is a chance, and there's a chance for success if you make the moves that you're called to be making. Take action. Yo. I'm gonna read both of these. We have independence. Healthy independence at this time is needed. You are meant to thrive by your own efforts in partnership with the help and offering of others. This can also be an omen to remain independent of drama. Don't get involved in other people's situations. Go solo and abandon fear. Make your dreams a reality. Don't get held back. This kind of goes hand in hand with the Hero card. The Hero card was telling you basically to pick your battles, to not let anybody bait you into a fight. And this Independence card is saying don't get involved in other people's dramas or situations. So there might be a lot of people around you that need some help, and it's perfectly fine to help them, but don't get entrapped in their drama, and don't take on their own drama as your own, you know? And so the thing here is really balance, especially if we're talking about within connections. There are times to make sure that you are choosing a partner that pours into you just as much as you pour into them, and make sure that you are pouring into your partner just as much as they are pouring into you. Make sure that you and your partner both equally support each other, both equally appreciate each other, both equally love each other. I'm not saying if they buy you roses, you got to go buy them roses too, but I'm saying if they support you in your endeavors and everything that you want to do, make sure you're doing the same for them, and vice versa. If they're not doing the same for you that you're doing for them, maybe it's time to reassess the connections that you keep. Okay? Let's get 2 of these advice cards, and then I think we're going to be good. It's also, I've noticed that I've been speaking very, very eloquently within this reading. It's not always about what you say, but how you say it, the words you use, the tone, the energy that you push out when you push out your words, because words are spells, right? Zinnia, absence. What is not here is the key. What is not here is the key. And take that however it resonates. Orange blossom, enthusiasm. The best can be here, believe it. The best can be here, believe it. And why don't you believe it? Maybe you don't believe that a connection or a manifestation can be as good as you would like it to be, and spirit is saying it can. Just make sure that you're making the steps called to be made, right? Back of the deck is peace. Be calm, and calm will come. I love that for you guys. Love this energy for you guys. So I'll see you later. Pile number 1. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Toodles. Ooh, ow. All right. For those of you who have chosen a pile a number 2 with this pink egg, this is going to be your reading. I just saw 2555. Big, humongous change coming. This reminds me of like when people take like those like I'm really getting like a maternity photo shoot, like a pregnancy photo shoot, like where they have the milk baths and it's like all the rose petals, like the roses mixed in with it. I don't know why I'm also being brought to like, you know, the Special K with the strawberries. I don't know why I'm thinking about that cereal as well. But there's something really clean, really cleansing, really comforting and thick about this energy. But not thick as in dense, thick as in comforting. Think of I don't know how to explain it. I really don't know how to explain it, because when you think of like pushing your hand in water, right, you feel the fluid go through your fingers. Now just imagine like the thicker, like a thicker viscosity, like sort of like smooth like velvet. It feels really smooth and mildly sweet. I don't know why I'm getting taste. Maybe you guys have Clairalience's smell. I think it's called clairgustance. It's psychic taste. That could be something that's significant for you guys. But that's really coming through. And also the ability to nurture oneself or nurture another. Maybe you guys are going to fall into a lot of nurturing habits I heard this month and this year. So for some of you it's going to be predominantly this month. For others of you it's going to be for the remainder of the year. You're going to feel very pampered, very loved, very exclusive. You know how, like, bringing back to the maternity shoots, you know how like in a maternity shoot, like the mother is just glowing and she feels so good about herself, and it's just like she is most often she is wearing something that's kind of showy, you know, like the sheer fabrics, and it's like just covering like right here and like her like private areas and stuff like that. It's very it's vulnerable. There's a lot of vulnerability coming through here. Let's see. Okay. This is going to be the energy that we are talking about here. And then we're going to pull some other cards to expand. And now that I just seen the card, I do want to let you guys know, try not to be triggered by this, because I'm going to read the card, but it's likely not really as harsh as this may seem. There's a lot more that I'm picking up. Like I said, I'm picking up soft and velvety and sweet. This is very contradictory, so we'll get into that. It says fury. Passion turned inward upon itself can manifest in the form of anger, rage, vengeance, or fury. Healing is needed. Life has been painful and you have been wronged. Karmic justice must come as it is meant to. Now is the time to go within and seek answers. Avoid the trapping of temperamental people. Rise above the war around you. So this is for my people that have been healing from situations that have really hurt them. Healing from situations that have really caused them pain, okay? Maybe this could even be a reminder not to let your temper get the best of you. A lot of the times when we are triggered, we are not neurologically able to think with the logic and poise that we normally would, okay? So make sure that when you are feeling that anger, if it needs to be used, because there is such a thing as healthy anger, if that anger needs to be used to put up boundaries or set yourself in another direction, you use that anger, utilize that anger if it needs to be utilized. 3033, right? But do not allow the anger to misplace itself. Do not allow yourself to misuse this anger, because sometimes we can go overboard, and that's when things start to fall apart. So this is all about making sure that you are in control of your anger, and your anger is not in control of you. It's okay to use anger. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to feel anger. Anger is a divine emotion like anything else, even though a lot of the times we are taught that it is not. Anger is beautiful. 111 on the clock. And it can also be misplaced. And it can also very often be misused. So make sure that you are working with this anger in a healthy way. Make sure that if this anger is coming up, you are dealing with it in a healthy way. And also, for a lot of you, this anger could be something that we're putting behind us. This anger could be something that was triggered by eclipse season, but is also going to be left in eclipse season as well. So if you are thinking like, oh, this means I'm going to be triggered and this means I'm going to be angry, it doesn't necessarily mean so for you guys, okay? So let's get a little bit more in depth. There's a need to breathe before you respond, or breathe before you allow your emotions to spiral. This could be a very emotional time. You guys could definitely be one of those people that I was talking about in the beginning, before we even went into the timestamps, that are having very intense emotions that are going back and forth and back and forth. And this could be something that is needing to be balanced, and you're going to hear the air or the heat come on in a second. Look, we have the Knight of Pentacles. This is saying that this is a season, okay? Whatever you've been working through, whatever has caused this anger, it is going to be something that is, I heard you're going to come out on the other side of it, and you're going to come out stronger. And it either has been or will have taken a little bit of time to release and to fully integrate, right? Ooh, follow. Yeah, we have the Ten of Swords. For some of you guys, you had in the recent past felt some betrayal. I'm sorry. The Eight of Wands. There's this energy of like, if you're trying to heal something, if you're trying to get over something, if you're trying to release something, give it time. Don't force yourself to be over something before you're over it. Don't force yourself to release feelings that you're not ready to release, or release situations that you're not ready to release. This is a time of going within and seeking answers. This is a time to now is the time to go within and seek answers. Now is the time to go within and seek answers and give yourself grace, right? And not making decisions too quickly. Look, strength, you will get through this. No matter if the opposition looks tough or impossible, you will get through this. This one doesn't really feel like it wants to come out though. We have the Page of Cups and the Two of Cups. So this could be talking about connections coming in, healthy connections coming in, or healthy connections coming from whatever situation this is. But that card really didn't feel like it. Thank you. That one definitely wanted to. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. What are we talking about here? It is time to use your intellect and know that more than one truth can be true at a time. More than one thing can be true at a time. Two truths can coexist, okay? Whatever that means for you in your situation. Two truths can coexist. You have the Nine of Cups. There is some definite wish fulfillment coming in with this eclipse season, or by the end of it. Yeah, look. Four of Wands, a happy home, a good partnership. For those of you who are thinking about marriage or even bringing a baby into this world, this could be really, really good news for you as well, especially like if, and this is only for those of you who have been really thinking it and really willing it and manifesting it. There could be like a pregnancy happening here, because I was seeing the maternal energy at first. And excuse me, then we get the Four of Wands, and I'm also seeing with this Four of Wands that your intuition leads you down the path to this union. Whether this is a union between you and a friend, a union between you and a lover, a union between you and yourself, a coming back to the self, a coming back to our full, true, honest self. Whatever this is, whatever type of union this is, it's beautiful, it's blissful. We go from these negative, really hurtful energies to the swift movement into peace and prosperity. And maybe that's another reason why they're telling you guys not to rush it. It's because things are moving at a fast pace, and whether or not you deem them to be moving at a fast pace, the universe is saying things are moving at monumental speed. Okay? So if you were to rush it any more than the universe is already rushing it, things might get a little bit sticky, tricky, icky, or you might just put a little hiccup into the road. You're not going to fuck up your manifestations, but just put a little bit of a hiccup into the road. And so there's this energy of needing to see the divine around you, really needing to in moments where you feel like you have no hope. And I feel like this is my pile of people who have been back and forth into the new paradigm, and then falling back into old patterns, and then into the new paradigm, and then falling back into old mindsets. Or, you know, it's sort of like the past is trying to tug you back, but you're like, no, I'm going into the new paradigm, you know? So it's like in those moments where you feel like you have a lapse in judgment, in those moments where you feel like you have a lapse in faith, or you feel like everything's been working out so amazing, so why do I feel so crappy right now? Take in the little things, the little signs, the little synchronicities, that stranger on the street that gave you a smile, that person that might have paid for your coffee, that penny you found, that heads up penny that you found on the ground today, you know, those type of things, the little things that make for a beautiful synchronistic life. The universe is sending you so many synchronicities, and the universe is going to be sending you so many more synchronicities when they see that you're doing the right thing. And I do believe that most of you, probably all of you, need to know that you are doing the right thing right now. You are on the right path, even though there is no right or wrong path. You are on the right path. You are headed towards where you want to be headed towards. It's just there are things that need to fall away, and most of what needs to fall away is like mindsets, patterns of behavior, stuff like that. And because these things need to fall away, we need to get triggered, you know, because you never know it's a problem until the problem arises, right? And so Spirit is saying, like, no matter how triggered you are, just make sure that you're, you know, we can't always control our thoughts, but we can learn to make sure that our thoughts, make sure that our actions, make sure that our reactions and how we respond is that of the person that we want to be, not that of the person that we're trying to move forward from, the version of ourselves that we are growing out of. And I'm seeing you like literally like a version of you coming out of the one version. It's like here's you, and then I see another version of you sort of like jumping out of that skin, moving forward, transcending forward. And this is when this you starts trying to pull you into this paradigm. So I think maybe you need to write a letter to your old self, maybe even for some of you, your current self, the self that has the tendencies that you're trying to move away from, the self that has the that is still in the patterns you are trying to release, right? Write a letter, or maybe just have a rant session in the mirror, or to the sky, to God, to the universe, to that version of self, thanking them for everything that they've gotten you through, and letting them know that it is safe to become this new version of self now, because you are no longer 111, you are no longer needing what they had to offer. And just because we are moving into a different, newer version of self does not mean that this older, outdated version of ourselves was bad or wrong, or, you know, it doesn't mean any of that. That version of yourself, the one that you're in the midst of letting go, that version of yourself did their job. They did what they needed to do. They went through the lessons that they needed to go through, and they made the decisions that they needed to make in order to get you to where you are right now, so that you could get yourself to where you want to be. Okay? So thank them. Look, the 9 of Cups again. Look, the 9 of Cups, the 3 of Pentacles, your spirit guides are working with you to give you everything that you want. And I know it's taken a while, but it is happening. I promise you it is happening. I promise you. Let's cut that one more time. The 5 of Swords. You might not think it is, because it's like, I thought this was gonna grow, but it didn't. And then I thought this was gonna grow, but it didn't. And then I thought this was gonna grow, but it didn't, but it didn't, but it didn't. And so you're so used to saying, but it didn't, and it's not, and it will never. Stop saying that. Stop thinking like that. Stop entertaining that. You cannot control your emotions. Sometimes we can't even control our thoughts, but we can choose what narrative we subscribe to. Okay? Let's get to messages, please. Ouch. We have the Sun with Being. You guys are literally stepping into a whole new version of self that you never even knew was possible. A whole new version of self that you never even knew was fucking possible. And you're stepping into this version of self because of everything that you went through. Not in spite of everything that you went through, because of everything that you went through. It's important to know that everything that you went through served a purpose. It wasn't just there. Like when people say, I'm gonna do this in spite of them, you're not really doing it in spite of them. You're doing it because of them, you know? And you might do it to spite them, but truthfully, we're doing it because something that they said triggered us to want to become a better version of ourselves. And for that, no matter what they did, if it was right or wrong, thank them. Thank them, or at least thank their higher self, because sometimes we can't thank people for hurting us, right? Even if we know that there's some divine reason behind it. Sometimes what people do is just too unforgivable, but thank them and release. Or thank, if that's too much, thank that version of self for going through that and knowing what to do to come out on the other side. But you guys are literally being cracked open here. Excuse me. You guys are literally, like the egg right there, being cracked open. You guys are not becoming a version of yourself that you never were before. You guys are stepping in 4-4-4-4. You guys are stepping into a version of self. You guys are stepping into like your core authenticity, and it takes a lot of releasing of layer upon layer upon layer upon layer upon layer to actually step into like that core soul essence, right? But that's what you guys are stepping into right now, and it's because you've done so much work on yourself, and you should be proud. I want to take this, but I'm not going to put it on the table. Look, allowing, encourages, sees the potential in, clarifies, gives hope to, compensates, intuits, tempers, responds, cycles, grows, realizes, and rewards. I love that for you guys. You guys are allowing this, or maybe a message here is that this eclipse season is helping you in the art of allowing yourself to do different. Because for a lot of you, it's not that you really have to put the work into knowing what to do differently. It's that you already know what you need to do differently in order to be this version of self rather than this version of self, right? But it's about allowing yourself to do that. And it's most hard when we're triggered. I know me, when I am triggered to anger, ooh, I want to be this version of myself so bad. And sometimes I still am when I get triggered. But it's all about, in that moment, saying, you know what, do I really want to respond like this? Would future me, would the me that I am intending to embody, would that version of me respond like this? And if they wouldn't, allowing yourself to take some time to take a step back, 46, and then waiting it out until you can respond the way that your desired version of self would respond. Look, Scorpio, the animal. We have Scorpio, the animal, with fury. Allow yourself to feel that anger. But a lot of you have like ancestral anger. A lot of you, anger is something that you are healing from generations. And I'm not saying that anger is anything to be healed, but the way that anger was utilized, the way that anger was placed or misplaced, used or misused, you're healing those aspects. And because you are healing those aspects, the energy here is saying to utilize that anger. When you're angry, channel it into something creative, channel it into something good. Or if you don't feel like you can in any way channel the anger into something creative or good or positive or something that helps, go ground it into nature. Go into nature barefoot if you can. If not, go touch a tree or touch some fucking grass, quite literally, and ground that anger. Push the anger into the earth. Bless it and transmute it, or intend that it is blessed and transmuted as you push it into the earth. And then ask the universe, ask earth, God, whoever you believe in, whatever you believe in, to help you transmute that energy. I promise you it'll help. A lot of promises I'm saying in your reading. I believe that was your reading, right? So this says transformative, intense, passionate, secretive, carnal, thorough, obsessive, intimate, primal, lusty, deep, eternal, resourceful, mysterious, regenerative, compulsive, destructive, and manipulative. And a lot of those words seem negative, but if used in the right context, if used properly and not misused, they can be so productive and they can be so positive. So it's really about knowing what's coming up for you and knowing how to utilize that in a productive way that is not destructive. Back of the deck is Virgo, the alchemist. What were we just talking about? It was about Virgo, the alchemist. An alchemist is somebody that transforms one thing into another thing. So transforming that anger into creativity or grounding energy, learning how to properly utilize the anger, the divine anger that you feel, that for most of you, a lot of the times isn't even your own. Excuse me. We have methodical, aligned, ritualistic, efficient, insightful, healthy, dutiful, discerning, witchy, subtle, pure, refined, accurate, solitary, curatorial, critical, nervous, and perfectionist. Yeah, this is all about really, and look, there's so much nature right here as well. Go out into nature, babes. And I'm hearing express your authentic self. You see how she has her natural hair out, which is beautiful, by the way. I can't wait until my daughter's hair gets longer. Her hair is kind of like hers, very much like hers. But yeah, you see how she's expressing her most authentic self. She doesn't give a flying fuck what anybody thinks of her. She got her witchy shit right in front of her, and she's just doing the damn thing. That's what you need to embody, because that is what's going to bring all this abundance even closer to you. That's what's going to anchor it in, is by being you unapologetically. And who you are is not this angry, bitter version of self that you might have embodied for the longest. It's the peaceful, understanding, transformative, intuitive version of self that maybe you have felt disconnected with. Let's get one of these. Okay then. Are we gonna take these? Okay. We'll take both of them. We'll take all three, actually. So we have say no. And this, I feel like, is only going to be for some of you, and I just saw 1, 2, 3. So say no. Your guides in spirit have heard your prayers and questions, and they are suggesting for you to say no as your decision going forward. Your path is important and your well-being matters. Now is not the time to take action. Wait for a better opportunity, maintain high integrity, strict ethics, and do not give in to peer pressure. For a lot of you, this say no is talking about the patterns of the past. You notice how it came out over this way too, on, you know, and I've been talking about the past version, the version that we're stepping out of on this side. This is talking about saying no, like when you are triggered to act a way that you know you are so used to acting, but you do not want to embody anymore. Say no to that version of self. Say no to that reaction. Say no to that that pattern, right? Say no and stop it in its tracks. For others of you, this say no is about a specific person or situation in your life that is going to require you. What is that? It's going to require you to say no. Okay, so your next card is ancestors. Your ancestors have heard your prayers and questions. Look, have heard your prayers and questions, have heard your prayers and questions. So your ancestors are really hearing you, and you guys are likely talking to your ancestors big time. So if you have been big time talking to your ancestors, know that those prayers have not gone unheard. Those questions will not go unanswered, okay? It says the time has come for you to receive signs, dreams, and messages from those within your lineage who wish to pass down valuable wisdom to you. You are surrounded by those who love you and support you. They are with you, and you are never alone. Beautiful. Back of the deck, we have love offering. You are receiving a love offering from someone that has had their eye on you. You have an admirer. Someone who wants to take the connection to the next level. Someone wants to take the connection with you to the next level. Someone has a romantic interest. An opportunity for new love has come. Be discerning. Divine love is worth earning. Divine love is patient. It is honest and loyal. So you'll know if that is something that you should say yes to by asking yourself, is it patient? And is it honest? Is it loyal? Okay. Okay. Ooh, okay. Back of the deck, we have protection. Conserve what you have and save a little. This is likely about money. Also about your energy. Conserve what you have, save a little. We have orange blossom, enthusiasm. The best can be here. Believe it. So make sure that you're believing that the best can be here. That is a big, big, big part of your manifestations. The more you believe in it, the more you'll see it, because you are programmed to see what you believe. Hence why when people don't believe in ghosts, they don't really have much experiences with them. And people who do believe in ghosts have a lot of experiences, you know? We have cactus flower, endurance. Hold on, you can do this. So this might be about you needing to make sure that, hold on, you can do this. This is needing to take time, needing to be patient. Hold on, even though it seems like it's taking a long time, even though that manifestation seems like it's taking a long time, even though this process or whatever you're going through or asking about seems like it's taking forever to be answered or fulfilled or, you know, sustained. Just hold on. Just hold on. Okay, just give it a little bit more time. You got this. Your ancestors are right here with you. And then we have 𝔗𝔬𝔰𝔪𝔀, realization. The answer is here. Take heed. Don't allow your egos or your fear-based thinking to... I don't know why I heard to fart you out of your abundance. It's so funny. Don't allow your ego or your fear-based thinking to talk you out of your abundance. Okay? 5555 on the clock. But that is what I have for you guys. I hope it resonated, and I'll see you guys later. Toodles. Okay, hold on. Those of you who chose pile number 3 with this beautiful crystal egg, this is going to be your reading. This month might be a little triggering. When I just touched the egg, I just saw somebody like screaming, like a huge energetic release of grief. There is going to be a release of some grief this eclipse season, or maybe you have been already experiencing this, and Spirit is coming in to say that this is going to be a very, very healing time, even if it is a little bit triggering. If you've lost somebody, then I want to say that I am so sorry for your loss. Whether this is you lost somebody to the next phase of their life, you lost somebody to whatever, whether you've lost them as in they're not here anymore, or you've lost them as in you just not connecting with them anymore, I want to say I'm so sorry for your loss. Okay? This is going to signify the main energy that we are talking about within your reading. And then we're going to get some other cards. There's an energy of like swallowing here. I was trying to swallow TMI. I was trying to swallow like some saliva that was in my mouth. And I'm like getting like an overproduction of saliva right now. It like feels like I'm so drooly. Like I'm just got like so much like, ugh. Like there might be a lot of truths that need to be swallowed this month or this eclipse season. There might be a lot that you need to take in, and a lot that is not very easy to take in. It's hard truths or hard pills to swallow. That is the air conditioning, if you hear it. There is the energy of I wonder what the spiritual when you think about saliva, like it helps to coat your throat, right? It helps to saturate your food so that it is easier to go down and digest. So what that makes me think that although you might be hit with a couple tower moments this eclipse season, Spirit is doing their best to try and soften the blow or try and lessen the blow. Spirit is trying its best to make it so that things aren't hitting as hard. Okay? Look, we have defense. And hold on, because we will get surrounding cards to see what exactly the message is here. It says, defensive postures can lead to unnecessary arguments, but not defending your position can cost you more than you can afford. This could also represent legal defenses. You or someone you know is having to defend themselves. Do not give in to false information or guilt trips. Defend your position and build your case. So this is saying there's a lot about like conflict within all three of these piles. There's some sort of conflict in each one of these piles. Is very, very interesting. And so the energy here is that defend when you need to defend, but also pull back your energy when it needs to be pulled back. Like it says, defensive postures can lead to unnecessary arguments. So make sure that when an argument does arise, it's needed. You know, don't just like, for example, this is like really making sure that the tone that you speak with is the tone that you mean to speak with, and you're not just speaking from a triggered mindset. Sometimes when we are triggered and we're going through our own emotions, it can be really easy to project those emotions out into other people and onto other situations, you know, even when it's not warranted, even when it's unfair of us to do that. Sometimes we end up doing that because it's sometimes just what humans do. So Spirit is calling you to be more conscious about that. And also in that same breath, Spirit is calling you to make sure that if there are things that you really need to say, if there are things that you really need to defend, if there are battles that you really, really need to fight, making sure that you say what you got to say and defend what you got to defend, and put your foot down and put those boundaries up when needed. Okay, so this is really all about balance, especially balance within conflict. Is this does this conflict need to go to that level? If so, take it there. If not, in what way could we diffuse the situation, right? Or if not, what tone could I adopt to make it not go to a place where it doesn't need to be, right? This could even be like small things such as body language. So it is scientifically proven that when you want to confront somebody, or you want to talk to somebody without them taking it so defensively, instead of sitting across from them like me and you are, sit beside them, because that makes people feel more comforted. It makes people feel more nurtured, and it makes people feel less like you are coming at them. If someone's sitting next to you talking some crazy shit, you're gonna be a lot less likely I heard you're gonna be a lot less likely to want to beat their ass than if they were hold on, I'm getting a message. I was doing all of this to not have to clip this video together, but obviously now I'm gonna have to do that, and that's a little frustrating. And I could project it onto the person that was calling me, but I didn't. So that is sort of like the energy that we're talking about here. Even breathing before you get into conflict, before you start talking. No, excuse me, ma'am. Go back. Sorry. Look, everything wants to, you guys might have a lot of distractions. You guys might be people that are in situations where you feel very overstimulated, very what is the word? Yeah, overstimulated and overwhelmed. 111 on the clock. And it's important to make sure that this overwhelm and overstimulation is not something that you're projecting out onto other people. The eclipse season is really going to show you what are your true feelings, and what, you know, it's going to show you more so not how to manage your feelings, because I don't feel like feelings are things that should be managed. It's going to show you better ways of dealing with those feelings. If you're someone that finds it really hard to healthily deal with your feelings, then this eclipse season is going to trigger you into new ways of being. Look, we have the Four of Pentacles. I always feel like this card is so beautiful. there might be situations in which you have to defend yourself. You're defending yourself or your family. I don't know what this is. For some of you, you guys could even be going to court. We have the 8 of Swords. You guys are getting yourself unstuck from a situation. So for some of you, this is a situation that's been going on for too long. It's an argument that needs to be had and has been put off for way too long, and it's something that needs to happen. And Spirit is saying that you best get to it while the energy is right. This is very transformational energy. Anything is possible. We have the 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, look, it keeps on looking like with the Fox card, and then with this card, it looks like we're defending what we have cultivated. We're defending what we have brought or grown, right? Some of you may have 5 kids or 5 animals. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some of you may have 3 kids, 4 kids, 3, 4 animals. We have the 3 owls, and then we have another owl right here. 3, 4, 5 could be significant for you. The number 3, 4, 5. Look up the angel number 3, 4, 5 and what that means. Okay. Back of the deck is Justice. Yeah, this could definitely be something legal. Does not have to be, but there is definitely the energy of karma here. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Needing to say something, needing to say, wait, what you've got to say. Ooh, I just got heartburn. What is the message here? I just heard pick your poison. So you can either choose to live in uncomfortability, or you could choose to have that moment of uncomfortability and confront the problem head on. King of Pentacles. And if you do so, this will lead you to feeling like you have everything. You might feel 444, you might feel like you're in some sort of lack. I can't do this, I can't do that, this is impossible, especially when it comes to money. But I feel like once you express yourself, once this situation is dealt with, you're going to recognize a different level of wealth and abundance. And that is because whatever situation this is that needs to be clear, or whatever situation this is that you need to defend yourself against, it is energetically pulling on you, and it is keeping you in some way, shape, or form. And it's going to be different for everybody, but in some way, shape, or form, it is keeping you in a lack mindset, or in a fight or flight survival mindset, and addressing this issue. And not only addressing the issue, but actually following through with whatever defense needs to go on here, whatever it is. Actually following through will pull you towards the abundance that you're wanting. It's going to be like a light switch flipped. It's going to be like a whole, it's like going to be like night and day. Like what is happening in your life now versus what starts happening in your life once these energies are cleared up. It's going to be like night and day. So don't think that anything is impossible, because nothing is impossible, especially with this eclipse energy here. Being Sun. This was in the same position in pile number 2. If you truly feel called to it, I would say go look at it, but I don't see much of the same energy here as in pile number 2. So only look at it if you really feel called to. Yeah, okay, hold on. We're gonna address that in a second. And I don't want it upside down. I want it like this. We have Taurus coming out with the King of Pentacles. How synchronistic is this? you are going to be self-sufficient. You are going to be, like, for example, you guys could be the first millionaire, billionaire in your family. You guys could be the first person in your family that didn't have to rely on some type of assistance, whether it's governmental assistance or assistance from friends or family members, assistance from people. You're going to be somebody who is very, very self-sufficient. And maybe you haven't felt very self-sufficient, but it's also because you didn't give yourself a chance to feel self-sufficient. How could you ever give yourself a chance to feel self-sufficient and show yourself that you can be self-sufficient if you continue to lean on people? And sometimes, and I don't blame you, sometimes when we're only used to believing in ourselves halfway, or we're only used to believing that we have some of the power, it can be really, really easy to fall victim to that mindset of, I need this person, or I need this help, or I need this, or I need that, when in actuality, you don't need anything. What you need is to believe in yourself and to believe that you have what it takes to make your dreams come true, right? And with this sun being above the Eight of Swords in reverse, this is saying, like, you are the only person holding yourself back from who you want to be. And why are you holding yourself back from who you want to be? Who do you want to be, and in what ways are you stifling that energy, right? And what little tiny itty bitty decisions and choices could you make in your everyday life to slowly and surely inch towards becoming that version of self that you really, really want to be? It's like, oh, I want to be somebody who's healthy and active. Okay, well, you know, I want, or rather, I want to be someone who goes on a morning jog every day. Okay, well, don't just throw yourself into the morning jog every day if it doesn't feel comfortable, but maybe go on a morning walk 2 or 3 days a week, you know, until you get used to it, and then maybe go on a morning walk 4 or 5 days a week, and then maybe every day, and then turn that walk into a slight, you know, a slight jog, or a you know, fast walk, or, you know, stuff like that. It's little ways of inching yourself towards where you want to be, inching yourself towards who you want to be, embodying the version of self that you would like to be. I would like to be a more physically expressive person, so giving people more hugs or allowing more people to touch you, stuff like that. I don't know why that came up here, but yeah, that's very important here for a lot of you guys who chose pile number 3. It's, I know what I want to be and I know what I have to do it, but it's either you're forcing yourself to do too much at one time, which then results in overwhelm, and then you go right back into that old pattern, or there's some sort of resistance. Oh, it feels so uncomfortable. Oh, it's so different. I'm not used to this. And then you just go back into that old version of self, because that old version of self, it's safe. It's comfortable. It might not be fulfilling. It might not be happy, but it's safe and it's comfortable. And safe and comfortable to the ego is good, you know? So this is the people that I'm talking to in pile number 3. You know who you want to be. You know what it takes to get there. But the key here is to ease up on the resistance. And don't try to push yourself to do too much at one time. Okay, you want to drink a gallon of water a day? Okay, we'll start with a cup a day at first, and then maybe 2 or 3. You know, don't force yourself to jump full into the exact manifestation of what you want to be or who you want to be. It's not easy. When you do that and you make that huge monumental change, it's going to be less likely, not saying that you can't, but it's going to be less likely that you're going to be able to maintain, sustain, and keep up with that. Okay? So little by little, chip by chip, step by step. Okay? I don't know why I said chip by chip. For some of you guys, you could be recovering alcoholics, addicts, stuff like that. And chip could be significant for you. Can I get one more, please? I'm just laughing because I feel like this situation, after seeing this card, I feel like this situation resonates with somebody that I know. So don't feel like I'm laughing at you. It's just so interesting. And then the back of the deck is fucking wild, and I'll read both of them. So this says karmic lover. This is a connection built on trauma bonds, conditional rules, codependency, jealousy and mistrust. Jealousy, mistrust, lust, infatuation, and drama swirl in a confused state of awareness. Allow yourself to be free of repetitive karmic cycles with lovers who you have outgrown. You no longer need to learn this lesson. Move forward, not backward. So if there is somebody that you need to maybe defend yourself against, or speak up to, or release, this is exactly what they're talking about here. Releasing this so you can move forward. And then, like I was saying, the new version of self, we have rebirth. Look at how beautiful this card is. I love these cards. These are my mom's cards. I stole them, but you know, I love you, Mom, if you chose this pile. So we have rebirth. With every ending comes a new beginning. With all loss, grief, illness, depletion, or despair comes a new beginning of rebirthing. Taking a moment to regroup and contemplate your steps moving forward. This is an omen of starting over, transitioning into a new cycle, new projects, new beliefs, newfound talents, or new abilities. I want to cut it one more time. And then we have, look, say no. Your guides in spirit have heard your prayers and questions, and they are suggesting for you to say no as your decision moving forward. Can we compromise? No. Can you go back on what you said? No. Are you going to let up on these boundaries? No. That is specifically what I heard. And then we have, your path is important and your well-being matters. You guys need to know that you matter. It's not just your kids or your animals or your family. You matter. This makes me want to cry. You matter. Your happiness matters. Your feelings matter. And no one will treat you as if those things matter if you do not treat yourself. You need to model to other people how to treat you. Even though it sucks that we have to be the one to do it first. Sometimes we need nurturing, and you won't get that until you do it to yourself. 444. So now is the time to take action. Now is not the time to take action. I apologize. Wait for a better opportunity. Maintain high integrity, strict ethics, and do not give in to peer pressure. So whenever you feel is the time to take action, take that action. Maybe not right in the moment you need to defend yourself and have these conversations or do these legal battles. Maybe not right now, but give it some time. You'll know exactly when it's right. You'll know when the energy changes and when it is right for you to make a move, okay? Let's get 3 of these. Okay, you have 4. Back of the deck is Foxglove, confidence, be what you want to see. I love synchronicities, man. We'll do these ones first. Crocus, breathe, calm, rest, stop, and just be. Geranium, fertility, shake it up a little. You've got this. Yeah, do things differently. It's okay. You're safe. Excuse me. Fuck. Camellia, I don't know how to say it. Peace. Be calm, and calm will come. And then fuchsia, true feelings. Within you is all you need to know. So you have all those answers within. Don't try and look so far without, because most of what I said here was probably just confirmation and a couple things that you needed to hear. But other than that, you know everything that you need to know. It's about applying it and also giving yourself grace. Pile number 3, you need to give yourself some grace, okay? Love on yourself a little bit. Allow other people to love on you a little bit. Take compliments, okay? I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next reading. Like, comment, and subscribe. Toodles.